I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave him leaking. He said, I'ma hold you down when problems pop up. How you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said, don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup? Yeah. Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's pop up. I know you know Ron. Who the plug from by the block up? I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trip to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up in commas, be honest, he seeing decent dope. I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good, his knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle, he got stuck up for his bundle. But them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble. At least he got the house and mama is living good. Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me. I guarantee that you gon' regret it, remember I said it. Nah, you could dead it. What you saying, I can't win? Nah, devil, nice try, so until we meet again.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And Your Honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
You understand? You done found a new breed of Hebrews that stand and walk with the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we don't care who we got to come up against. You ain't standing before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and gonna continue to take them all on. of my true love's head.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, the robber link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaica, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Want to be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. Homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long, and it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. If your mind ain't there, then we don't dream of light. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love their reflection, no matter what the complexion. We got a common connection, a part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every fight. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
West till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suck trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to the pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance. One West rising to prominence. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group eyes for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been the proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm throwing them off Patron and premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. It's war heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm a ballin', ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat's on, none of them can get through the fire. Around with me, and I had them niggas feel like a tire. Down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Yo. Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
I just wanna see my enemies fall. Yeah. Hey, look, I just wanna ball. Tell my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna ball. Look at them 20s where they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna ball. Hey. I hope you ball too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna ball. Hey. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna ball. Trying to build my own city, homie. Enough room to put my niggas on it. Just start a couple business on it. Fuck any heathen, never shitting on me. Yeah. Public housing we done lived through. Trying to put that in my real view. Gold rolls, what I still do. I can see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes. And all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas, they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million, I'ma bust this shit down with these children. I just wanna ball. Told my niggas stand tall, cause we about to go and get it out. Nigga, I just wanna ball. Look at them 20s where they crawl. I've been praying that my enemies fall. Nigga, I just wanna ball. And I hope you ball too. And that be why I gotta keep it true. Nigga, I just wanna ball. Hey. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies see the living proof, Lord. I just wanna ball.
Let's clap it up. Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And tonight is Tuesday night's Brotherhood class. So anywhere in the world, if you tuned in to any I.S.U.P.K classroom on Facebook or any of the social media, YouTube, brothers is going to be going over Brotherhood scriptures. All right. So with the Spirit of the Lord, hopefully I'll be able to teach this class. And brothers will walk away wiser than they walked into this classroom. Give me Zephaniah 2:1, brother. So this week has really been revealing with regard to the importance of brotherhood. You know, brothers is in the academy right now. And the brothers that are in Academy, what's the theme for Academy? Who?
So I can say the blood of my brothers.
The blood of my brothers. What do you think that means? What do you think it means? The blood of my brothers. What? Give me some emphasis on what that actually means to you.
So like I said, if I make, put my life on the line for my brother.
Putting your life on your line. How you put your life on the line for your brothers?
Spiritually, so like if I make spiritually, continuing in this work, you know what I'm saying, making sure I'm staying strong, making sure that I'm accountable, making sure that I'm accountable for the things that, that I do, upholding my office, physically, what I'm saying, just being there for my brother, man, whatever he need, if I can help him, just like I said, just being there for him.
Damn right. You're right, brother. You're absolutely right. I see you put your hand up too, Trooper. Yeah, get some of that.
Salakia, sir. How I read it, how I thought about it was the blood of my brother, meaning the sacrifices that the brothers before me had made, and not to let it go in vain. Like Yahweh or just like brothers that was in the school before me, sacrificing their time that brought me in, like all the YAHANNA here. So it was like, that's how I thought about it.
Damn right. Both of y'all brothers. Give your brothers a hand, man. Those are, when you say Yahweh, that's the most perfect example of, speaking about the spirit of the blood of your brothers. He laid down his life for people that are undeserving, like myself, and you think about, if you watch the class with General Hyman, he talked about how Abba Bivens laid down his life, a brother here in North Carolina, Makataza, he laid down his life for his brothers, and I just pray when that day approaches with regard to myself that I had the strength to do the same. Okay. All right. So give me Zephaniah 2:1, brother. You drinking sea moss?
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So what's heavy about this verse? And you hear it all the time. We go to this verse because it's a UPK bedrock scripture, man. This scripture right here really helped me to think about, the value of my brother, the blood of my brothers, okay, and the sacrifices that they've made before me and the sacrifices I got to make for them. That's the spirit of us right there. This Bible is a living book, and it's the book for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. What more do we enjoy than gathering ourselves together? We do it at cookouts. They just had homecoming here in Fayetteville, and that was a big celebration. Should have seen the amount of people that showed out in the midst of COVID. This scripture is speaking to you, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. It said to do what?
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So nice. They said it twice. That is a directive given to us by the Most High. It is imperative that we come together and not come together on the foolish nonsense that we have been coming together on earth, joining gangs, joining the Christian church, trying to join ourselves to the oppressor by joining Esau's military. We find all the wrong things to join ourselves to, and that goes against the spirit of what Zephaniah is saying here. Here in the I.S.U.P.K, this is where you are supposed to be gathering yourself to, okay? And a lot of brothers, they have a lot of vain pride. Then they don't want to submit to the authority of honorable men like Commanding General YAHANNA. Right. And they're doing themselves a tremendous disservice, okay? Because Commanding General YAHANNA is laying down his life in the same spirit as those men we mentioned before, Yahweh Shah, Bivens, Makataza, does it every day. He held on to this truth since 1969, man. I didn't come on the scene till 82. Now I'm wondering how I didn't hear about this truth until when? In my 30s? That's how I know we got work to do. Okay. I'm wondering, like, why the hell my dad didn't pick up this truth? Or my mother, why didn't she pick up this truth? So as a priest and prophet and priest in training, you have to recognize the value of this job, man, and never, ever, ever lose the value of your brother. Recognize that. You know, it's a very, very important thing, and it's very special. And it's not found anywhere else on earth outside of this school. Keep reading that verse, brother.
Kind of one kind.
Said, "O nation, what?
O nation not desired."
We are a nation that is not desired, man. We're not desired anywhere on the earth. You know, I just got a new neighbor yesterday, and this bastard, you know, he looked at me with absolute disgust. You would think before you purchase a home, you do some recon to see, you know, what the neighborhood's looking like, you know. But since we always away doing the work of the Lord, you know, that was a unpleasant surprise for him to see these braids, this beard, and these boots. And I know when the weapon of the Lord pulled up in the black truck, stepping out in all black, you know, that didn't really help with regard to his confidence in, you know, the new neighborhood and the new neighbors. But besides that, man, we are a nation that's not desired, man. We get reminded of that each and every day on your slavery, you know, with regard to just society. Society hates Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know, we're going to get into some of that hatred, that vitriolic hatred that we've learned from our oppressor here in America. Okay. And they always, I really get annoyed when they draw parallels to the I.S.U.P.K being a hate group, man. Because what they do is they align the hatred that we've learned from being lynched, from being hung and dragged by pickup trucks, and our babies getting, you know, blown up in churches, you know, crosses being burned on. They equate all that to us when they say that we're a hate group. We are not the same as the Ku Klux Klan, man. We're not the same as any of them far right extremist groups. When we talk about hatred is just merely separation, man. And that's what you have to understand. You know, these terms, the brother Shamyar brought out that there's ambiguity. Did I get that right? Hatred. You know, and the hatred that we teach in this school is not to be misconstrued with the hatred that we've learned from or at the hands of the so-called white man. Okay. So don't get it confused, man. When we talk about hatred, it's just merely separation. We ain't telling nobody to go. We're not advocating violence against our oppressors as much as they deserve it, man. We know that our weapons of warfare are not carnal. Okay. So if you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you won't have any might in your hand against the oppressor to take up arms and to go do something silly. You know, we're not advocating that. Now, we are big on defending ourselves. Okay, you have the right to defend yourself, like the brothers were prepared to do this weekend at camp. You know, but even in the spirit of defending yourself, you know, we still exercise compassion, which just lets me know that we are true royalty, man. Because nobody else would exercise the empathy or compassion that we have when they're put in those situations. Okay, keep reading that verse.
Kind of one kind. O nation not desired.
Right.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Man, Salakia, Zephaniah is just warning so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so-called Israel, man. He's warning you to get it together. You know, it's time for us to come together. This is the absolute perfect time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come together. You know, I can't help but to think about the mission to Acuna, man. That should have been a wake-up call if you were the tribe of Levi, if you the tribe of Issachar. Right. You know, nobody else is coming to render us aid at all. We are forced to depend upon each other, man. And the brother did this just walking into the class today, needed an iPhone charger. And he said he ain't got nothing. No, you have something. As long as you got brothers, you definitely have something, man. Right. And you need to recognize that. All right, Salakia. What we're going to do is we're going to go into this article because it's not really lengthy, but it's heavy, you know, as far as the information in this article, you know, and we're gonna define some terms that people typically misuse. Okay, so the brother got the article pulled up online, and the title of this article is John Carter, in parentheses, lynching of. How many of you all are familiar with that name, John Carter? strong pauses for emphasis sake. Okay, we have to familiarize ourselves with the brothers that were taken from us at the hand of the oppressor, man. It's really, really important for you to get this in your spirit. What actually happened via history, American history, world history, global history, you need to recognize specifically what has happened to one of our family members, man, and the tremendous injustice that continually is perpetuated against our people, man. It's never ending, okay? So when you get that article, brother, go ahead and start reading that article.
Kind of one con, sir. In early May 1927, Little Rock, Palousca County experienced a wave of mob violence surrounding the lynching of an African American named John Carter.
Right. Okay, so the term mob violence, we already know that term mob is synonymous with the so-called oppressor. You know, we think about all the mobsters from the early 1900s, Bugsy Siegel and Al Capone, and I mean, you name it. You know, that mob title is they wear it well, okay? And that's the spirit of them. They were a murder from the beginning, is what the Bible says, and it describes them perfectly, okay? And to have one oppressor against you is one thing, but to have a whole mob of oppressors against you is a total different thing. And you're about to see what they're absolutely capable of when they gather themselves together, okay? Keep reading.
Kind of
Salakia and lynching. Lynching. I got the definition of lynching here. Matter of fact, this is out of one of my sociology textbooks from anyhow. It says lynching, mob violence that often involves mutilation, burning, and hanging, used to be commonplace in the South. Between 1882 and 1930, 2,041 lynchings occurred in the Deep South. 90% of the victims were Black, okay? And that's according to Beck and Tolnay from 1990, a journal that they did. Although lynching was illegal, the police often colluded with the lynch mob, meaning they worked together. Colluded is root for collusion, okay? They worked together. They were in cahoots with one another. They generally worked together against you, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. So for you to think that you are an equal participant in this American dream is a goddamn facade, man. This place was not created for you to be an equal partner, okay? It wasn't. And there are systems that are set in place to keep you separate and to keep us separated, okay? So it says that the police often colluded with the lynch mob, making it impossible for victims to receive protection, all right? So that's just in the first sentence of the article. We got an understanding of what lynching is, okay? And lynching oftentimes is synonymous with hanging. They're two separate things, okay? The lynching is the action of you being hunted by a mob, okay? So in America, they have this thing, this system of justice, okay, where we call it due process, right? So in America, generally, you are innocent until you're proven guilty by the state, okay? And usually what happens is the state tries to compile as much evidence against you with regard to a crime that you have perpetrated, allegedly, okay? And what the state does is they'll get all of this information about, like, say, for instance, I sat in on jury duty recently, and they stacked charges against a brother, man. I mean, they just threw charges up in the air with the intent for them to stick. And it was all based upon him having a firearm because he was a felon. They charged him with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. They also charged him with conspiracy to commit murder. And they also charged him with possession of a firearm by a felon, okay? All three of these charges were predicated upon him actually having a firearm. But the state didn't prove that he had a weapon on him. The brother was shot at the scene. They didn't test him for trace evidence. You know, I know y'all all seen the first 48. You know, you end up discharging a weapon, you're going to have gunpowder. They call that trace evidence. It's going to be on your hands and your arms, on your clothing. Okay. But they didn't test any of that stuff. And so my whole argument, when deliberating was this brother, they ain't find no weapon on him. So if they don't have a weapon on him, how are they going to say that he had possession of this firearm? It wasn't found in his possession, right? So every one of those charges was hinged upon him having a weapon. But because he was a black man in an American court, the judge, the bailiff, the other jurors, the people in the courtroom, everybody was against him except his defense attorney and myself. Okay? And this is what you have to understand, man. You have been tasked, especially if you're a priest and prophet in this school, you have been tasked with the challenge of being a leader, man. You absolutely have to recognize the value of your brother, the blood of your brothers. It is imperative, if we're going to grow as a nation, that we recognize the value in another brother, man.
So, like, if I may, what you're saying, we're going right back to Zephaniah 2:1.
That's right.
What would be the problem with us coming together when everybody else is in cahoots against us? You understand? Everybody else is joining and making their things known. You understand? Mm-hmm. Give me a Chinaman name, last name. Wonga, right? Wong is not changing his last name to Johnson or Smith. You understand? He is perfectly fine with making sure that his last name continues to be what? Wong, right? What is our problem? We want to be accepted by the other nations. Wong is going to be Wong and pass down his name throughout generations, even though he lives where? In America. You understand? So, but we'll give it up to be a part of this empire for what? We're always giving it up. But what he's talking about is all the other nations in this nation has always been in cahoots to making sure that we are punished for every single thing, man.
That's right.
Even if you haven't done anything. So that's why it's important that we put our differences aside, man, and start being obedient to the Father first. That's how we should come together. It ain't no other way around it. We bickering and fighting over what? Ball games, blocks that don't belong to us.
Right.
These are simple things that stop us from loving each other, from being brothers for what? It makes no sense when you read things like this, and and we are constantly showing you out of the scriptures who is the real enemy. It's not us. We all can have a conversation about the oppressor without saying his name. Mm-hmm. Just so happened in the I.S.U.P.K, we know who the oppressor is.
That's right.
That's the difference. We don't play the color game. You understand?
That's right.
We know exactly who we are. So that's why we be so quick to be like, Salaki, brother, I forgive you, Salaki.
Damn right.
What am I gonna hold over your head? Because I know you facing the same goddamn issues that I'm facing. You got the same bills that I have. You understand? You're dealing with the same school system I'm dealing with. So what does it do me any good to go against you or hate you? Your children go to the same school to learn about Christopher Columbus too. They stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance too. So what's our problem? We love the oppressor more than we love each other. That's all it signifies, man. Go ahead.
Give that brother a hand, man. No, I know you fired up. You came in here fired up. Salaki. You just let me know if you know what I'm saying? Okay. Salaki. That's the weapon of the Lord, by the way, for those of you listening in. Zion YAHANNA. Salakia. So get back to this article, brother. Where you at?
This lynching and the rioting that followed is one of the most notorious incidents of racial violence in the state's history.
So this is real interesting, for us to be black in America, and we are definitely pro-black, when it comes down to the definition, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it gets no blacker than the I.S.U.P.K, for us to not know or to not be familiar with John Carter's name, it's a tremendous injustice. It's sad because I didn't know anything about this until I came across this article. Okay. Keep reading, brother.
This event reveals much about the history of race relations in Little Rock, as well as the state's struggle with its national image.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think Little Rock is where they've decided to desegregate the school system, here in America. But as far as race relations, it's always been conflict you know, between us and them. It's always been conflict against Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with regard to our common enemy, the oppressor. Okay. And I don't have to do no code switching for you to realize and recognize who that is. Right. Okay. All right, keep reading.
Kind of one kind. The episode began on April 30th, 1927, when the dead body of a 12-year-old white girl.
You don't got to read her name. Who gives a damn? Keep reading.
Kind of one kind was discovered by a janitor in the belfry of the First Presbyterian Church in Little Rock.
Right. So they found the body of this heathen, okay, in the belfry, which is basically like where the steeple is, or the obelisk. You know, generally, yeah, if you ever seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame, when he in there ringing the bell, that's the belfry. Okay, keep reading. The Salakia, the janitor, found the body of this heathen, this 12-year-old oppressor. Okay, and so that kind of will speak volumes about who you think. What color was the janitor? What was his nationality? What do you think his ethnicity was? Go ahead, brother.
A black.
Who?
Black.
How'd you know that?
That's our job on the earth right now.
Oh, okay. You ain't a Perry Mason fan. Oh, okay. Keep reading, brother.
Kind. The next afternoon, police arrested the janitor and his 17-year-old mulatto son.
All right. So when we talk about mulatto, so not only did they arrest the janitor, the so-called Negro, okay, they arrested his mulatto son. What is a mulatto? Anybody know? Go ahead, brother.
Salakia, sir. If I'm not mistaken, it's a mixture of not mixture, but it's with the oppressor called what do you call him?
We got all night.
With the oppressor called I want to say brothers, because sometimes they might not be brothers depending on who their father was, but it's what they call mixed babies,
right?
If they were black mixed with white,
right? Damn, give that brother a hand, man. The testimony of the Lord is sure. All right, brother. You in the right spirit. Okay. Don't ever second guess that. All right. You're not like other brothers in the world. That's a lesson I had to learn coming in here. All right. Anyhow, yes, a mulatto is derived from the Mexican and Portuguese root word mula, okay, meaning mule. All right. That is the offspring of what? A horse and a donkey. Okay. So this is what you would call a racial slur or an epithet. Okay. What does the Bible say about that? That's one of the curses, right? Where is that, brother? Please, priest, pull it. Baba Kusha. Go ahead and pull it.
Hold on, Salaki. I'm Diddy Bopper now. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
But you mean to tell me? I always thought that. But isn't there an artist named Mulatto? Big Lotto out? So you mean it's a racial slur? Yep. Was meant to be a racial slur, and we walk around and call ourselves these names? It's no different than us call ourselves Benny Siegel. What them other John Gotti?
Right.
All these names that Scarface. We glorify in our torture, man. Right. Go ahead, Bunker, y'all.
No, Salakia. He fired up. Go ahead and run it. Pull that 50 cal out, run it. Go ahead, brother. Shalom, brother.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Become a what?
An astonishment.
Give me the definition of astonishment. Keep reading.
Come. A proverb.
A proverb.
And a byword.
Good night.
Among all nations, whither the Most High shall lead thee.
Man, it don't matter wherever the hell you are as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. They have a proverb, a byword for you.
That's right.
You could be in one of my homegirls, man. Her father is Judah, but her mother is Korean. Okay, so she's mixed with heathen. All right. But you are what your father is, so she's a Judite. All right. she said that she went over to Korea and they were in the markets and she kept hearing the N-word. I don't want us to get flagged, you feel me? But she kept hearing the N-word in a Korean market. And I thought that was just, synonymous with the American experience for the Negro. But she done went to another hemisphere, man. And hearing the N-word in a Korean market. That's not a Korean word, okay? Right. But that word it's just like, come on. It's like graffiti. Graffiti is everywhere, Go ahead, brother.
and Salakia, what's heavy about that is the scriptures say you can't escape these curses. Right. No matter who you try to who if you're a brother and you try to deal with the other nations, your children are still under it. So Salakia.
No Salakia. Damn right. Get that brother a hand. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you are the N-word, right? Don't matter how much money you have, man, or what heights you achieve or obtain in this empire or in the world. That's what you're known as. Read that verse again, brother.
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
We have become an astonishment in this place, man. When people see us, like how my neighbor saw me, he was astonished.
Right.
I mean, he was taken aback when he saw a Negro that absolutely knows who he is stepping out of a big black truck that Negroes are not supposed to be riding in, let alone driving, let alone owning. And another Negro stepped out. Oh my good night.
Right.
He was astonished.
That's right.
Keep reading.
Come. A proverb.
Right.
And a byword.
Right. So we already know, we ain't gonna talk about the songs that are made up about us, we make songs up about us. I'd rather be your N-I-G-G-A. Right. So we could get drunk and, we ain't gonna speak no evil in here.
Right.
I know the young man is lost right now. The trooper is lost. He don't even know. You don't have no clue. Okay, Most High Christ, get that brother a hand. Okay, he in here with us tonight. and a byword among all nations. I
got you. Among all nations, whither the Most High shall lead thee.
Right, and so what's so heavy about that is since we were scattered at the hands of the Most High because of our disobedience. Okay, when I say that the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. This is where you are supposed to be joined. This is where you're supposed to join yourself to. Right. Okay. When we talk about Zephaniah 2:1, when we say gather together, we're talking about come home, come back, come into the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
There is no other way. Nobody on the earth is teaching this truth. You're going to learn it. They keep saying African American. I get disgusted. I want to gag every time I read that, or every time somebody tries to say that's what I am. Okay. When you gonna name me after two white men, Amerigo Vespucci, and I always get my man's name wrong. Africanus Scipio or
Leo Scipios Africanos.
One more time, run it again.
Leo Scipios Africanos.
Leo Scipio Africanus. Is Scipio or Scipio? What a name. Skippity Judah. Leo Scipio Africanus. Good night. Oh, you gonna name me after that bastard?
Right.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's right.
If you find pride in being called a so-called African American, man, you are neither, man.
Right.
Jerusalem is the mother of us all.
That's right.
Okay. Your forefather is who? Who are our forefathers?
It's like you said, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Abraham, Isaac, specifically Jacob, man. And there's value in knowing that.
That's right.
We blood, if you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Recognize the value in kinship. Nothing else matters, man. Nothing else absolutely matters. We talk about the brotherhood. We talking about a bloodline.
Right.
Okay? We ain't talking about being fast friends with some heathen. We're talking about we're actually connected. All of our fathers are brothers, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. All of our fathers are uncles. My uncles. You feel me?
That's right.
Salakia. Keep reading that article, man. Baba Kasha. Where you at?
Kanawakan, Salakia. Realizing the outrage.
Salakia. There's a priest with his hand up in the back of the room. Most High in Christ. Oh, you got the water.
Kanawakan. This is the definition of astonishment out of the Merriam-Webster dictionary. A feeling of great surprise and wonder, the state of being astonished.
Good night. When that heathen kissed our boots this weekend at camp, I'm kind of getting used to that, by the way. In North Carolina, Houston, we coming for you. Those heathens that witnessed it, not even just the heathens, but our people, they were astonished. Right. They were amazed at what was transpiring before their eyes in the middle of Moore Square, man. They could not believe it. Not in 2021. In post-Trump America, he's going to be reelected BTW. Okay, because America hates blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I mean, don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty damn sure about him getting reelected here. I think he had 47% of the popular vote in this last election, with your boy Biden and Kumasatra Harris. That's Shabbat Allah's, by the way. Kumasatra Harris. Both of those devils, both of those heathens, are responsible for mass incarcerating our brothers. Kamala Harris set a state record in California, locking up black and brown. Do I got to speak about Sleepy Joe and his 94 crime bill? These are facts, man. I'm not making this up. They think that we're biased in here, and we only, make an argument, based off of things that we make up. No, we have a concrete premise behind any argument that we make in the truth, man. Especially when it comes down to the Bible, because we read the Bible precept upon precept. All right, let's get back to the article, man. I'll ramble.
Kanawakan. Realizing the outrage present in the city, the police secretly transported.
Hold on. Don't speedball past the name of the mulatto son.
Oh, Kanawakan. Salakia, sir.
Say his name.
Lonnie Dixon.
One more time for your mind.
Lonnie Dixon.
Say it like you would say Sandra Bland's name.
Lonnie Dixon.
Read it.
For the murder.
Okay.
Realizing the outrage present in the city, the police secretly transported the Dixons to the Texarkana, Miller County City Jail.
That's right. All right. So this here looks like an instance of the so-called oppressor showing love or being merciful or having some compassion, because they already know what time it is with their brothers. They know what type of time Esau is on, being a mighty hunter. They know what was in his heart. They already know. So we're going to go ahead and get this Negro up out of town. Okay. Take him to another district, him and his son. All right. Keep reading.
Kanawakan. This tactic proved to be prudent, as that night thousands of people gathered.
No, 10 people.
Thousands of people gathered.
No, 50 people.
Thousands of people.
100 goddamn people.
Thousands of people.
Thousands of people, man. That's like a homecoming. I mean, what sense does that make? Thousands of people gathering off of an allegation. Let you know how simple the oppressor is, man, and how much he absolutely hates you. Keep reading, man.
Kanawakan.
Baba Kushad, the water brother.
Gathered outside the state penitentiary and city hall in Little Rock.
So they knew. They was like, oh, I know that byword is in there. Okay. They knew exactly where to gather. The penitentiary, because that's where our people are. That's where we're gathered. We call that a congregate setting. Okay. That's where we congregate as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Unfortunately, because the Christian church don't teach us to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Guarantee you, if you opted to keep the laws, statutes, commandments, guess what? You wouldn't see the inside of a penitentiary. You wouldn't know anything about that. As the men back here, in the truth. We might have certain instances before we came into the truth, but brothers don't get locked up in here, man. And if you do happen to get locked up, man, gird up thy loins, man. That's a light thing. Okay, the Lord is going to be with you. All right, keep reading.
Kind of one kind. Determined to seek revenge against the Dixons.
They had blood in their eye, man. We talk about a bloodlust. That same bloodlust that Esau had, man. The carnality of his thinking, And nothing has changed about our oppressor. Just like nothing has really changed about us, As far as our disobedience is concerned, that has got to change, man. That's why it's so imperative for you to do your job as a priest and a prophet, man. You leave here, you are dead to me. Absolutely dead. We don't speak of the dead in here, man. Keep reading.
Kind of one kind. To seek revenge against the Dixons.
That's right. They want to seek revenge against the Dixons because of the allegations, okay? And the Dixon's father, he's the one who found the devil. He's the one who found the devil, man. I would have never, in that climate, in the Jim Crow South, or the Midwest, I saw that devil dead in the belfry and acting like I didn't see nothing. I would have got my behind up out of there, okay? Because we learn to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove in here, okay? We keep reading.
Kind of one kind. Although mob activity in the city dissipated over the next few days, tensions.
So it kind of quelled a little bit, you know what I'm saying? As far as the mob, they were just like, okay, we can't find the brother. They're not here in the penitentiary, and City Hall ain't giving us the responses that we want. They want to go about it the American way. They want to seek justice. They want to emphasize that due process is adhered to. Okay, go ahead, brother.
So they wanted to storm the the White House.
They did storm the White House in Arkansas. It says it right there. We just read it. They were gathered outside the state penitentiary, and where else?
And City Hall in Little Rock.
Yeah, that's where the head of government is in Little Rock, Arkansas. Is at City Hall, just like at the goddamn Capitol. What has changed about the oppressor? These are the same actions being revisited. 2021 was it January 6th? Y'all know you're not good with dates. Say that again. I don't want no smoke. So from April the 30th to January the 6th, man, ain't nothing changed about the oppressor, man. He's the same devil he was yesterday as he is today, as he's going to be tomorrow. So stop trying to seek solace, man. Stop trying to seek compassion from your natural born enemy, man. Right. The scriptures say the two struggle within the womb. We've been fighting since goddamn day one, man. Right. And the Lord set that in motion. This is natural. This is from on high, man. So I don't know why the hell brothers want to believe in Martin Luther King's dream so bad. Right. We already know his dream was a nightmare. If you're alive in 2021, you've seen what's happened in our communities. You've seen what's happened to the status of the black family. The black household is non-existent, man. Unless you're an I.S.U.P.K. You know, we build men who go out and learn to lead and keep their families together, man. Keep reading that article, brother.
Kind of one kind. Right. Tensions over the murder of remained high. Then on May 4th, a 38-year-old African American named John Carter.
Say his name.
John Carter.
Say that brother's name, man.
John Carter allegedly assaulted a white woman.
Hold on. Don't speedball past that, brother. There's key words. The so-called oppressor being the most subtle beast of the field that he is. They use these dog whistle terms, okay? We got to be keen to their language, man. This ain't our language. This is a heathen tongue that we're speaking, English in America, man. We have our own separate language, the Lashua Quadash. It's a holy tongue, man. This is the language that was given to us by the Most High Power. That word allegedly means what? It's an allegation. It's an allegation. It's like I can say anything about anybody. That's an alleged, statement. Ain't no truth behind it. Unless you can prove it. Where's the evidence about my man John Carter? Where's the evidence? Read that sentence again, brother Baba Kusha.
Then on May 4th, a 38-year-old African American named John Carter allegedly assaulted a white woman and her daughter 6 miles west of downtown Little Rock.
What byword in their right mind in the deep South, Jim Crow South at that? They got black codes enacted. Who in their right mind is going to assault a white woman and her child? Who? That don't sound like us. We're people of good sense, man. Unless we've come to become insane in America. But you got to be an absolute fool at this time in history to do that. You already know what time it is. They said he allegedly did what?
Assaulted a white woman and her daughter.
So when we talk about assault, what is assault? What is assault? Because what happened at camp this weekend with that brother in that chair, that was assault. Okay. Battery is a total different thing. It's like actually following through with it. You actually connect it. Okay. Assault is just, the intention to, and it's being proven. So you allegedly assaulted, like Emmett Till allegedly wolf whistled toward that devil. Most High in Christ, and you can take that to the bank because my sister got a degree in criminal justice from Esau, so she know what she's talking about. The water, sis. Keep reading that.
An armed posse quickly formed and searched the countryside for Carter.
What?
An armed posse.
Oh, now this is the oppressor's language, man. Help me understand what the hell a posse is. What's a posse? I remember the Mario Van Peebles. That was my joint, man. They had Tone Loken now. You know what I'm saying? That was my joint, man. My uncle used to sign the posse. You know what I'm saying? That's the way he would sign whenever he see pictures of us. That's why I refer to my children and myself when we see each other out in public. It's my posse. Yeah, the crew. What's posse? Go ahead, Officer Shamyar. Salakia, brother, can you handle the mic? Most High in Christ.
According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, posse, a large group, often with a common interest, a body of persons summoned by a sheriff to assist in preserving the public peace, usually in emergency. A group of people temporarily organized to make a search or entourage.
Most High in Christ. You mentioned something about the sheriff organizing them. So when we get back to collusion, okay, most of those posses that were formed to hunt down Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian persons, they were erected via a sheriff. Go ahead, brother.
Sorry, sir, if I may, I got a precept of what that.
Come on, bring it out.
What's up, Christ? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So like, sir, if I may, it made me think of that because they was all on one consent on going against, John Carter.
That's
What I'm
right.
saying? So it's so like, so they was basically, ready to murder this brother.
That's right.
So like,
no. Give that brother a hand. Straight up. We talk about a consultation. You know what transpires in a consultation. Right. You sitting down and you're actually going over the details of these allegations, and they threw caution to the wind. They didn't give a damn. It's an N word. It's a byword. This is a proverb right here. Right. Allegedly did this to one of our sisters, our little sister. How old was she? 12 years old. You know how you would feel if something happened to a 12-year-old in our family. Let that marinate on your brain. Okay? When I talk about us being a compassionate people, we are compassionate even when we don't need to be. Right. I can understand. I can recognize the anger, the vitriolic hatred that they have for us. I can understand it to a certain degree.
And so, like, if I may, this was in 1927, correct? Everybody know what happened in 1921, right? Y'all ever heard of Black Wall Street? Tulsa, Oklahoma? This was similar just to that. We had a posse or a crew that wanted to punish a man for so-called touching, not even killing the sister, killing the devil, right? Right. Say he bumped into it in the elevator. This is something that we've always faced when we talk about the oppressor, man. Any little thing that you do to disrupt this day, you'll pay for it. Any little thing. You understand? You go to work and let a tire go flat. It's something that you did while the tire went flat. That's right. This is something that we've always faced. The only thing we can really do is separate. That's right. And that's what this calls for. That's our real protection. Our protection don't come with joining with America, trying to show them our value. Our value comes from showing each other what we are. That's right. Starting with these children, you understand? Showing them that they have values. Showing these young men you don't have to die over colors and streaks. They're going to kill you like they do in 1927. 1920. They're perfect in doing that, Bunker, y'all. That's right. How about we be perfect in serving the Lord? Like with brothers, we have to be to the point where we see the value in each other and we all recognize it just off sight. Instead of being the opposite, like a nigga say, on sight. You understand? Mm-hmm. And the same thing with a sister. You want to be able to see a sister and see okay, let me see the value in her. Let me increase the value in this sister. I'm going to tell you, the minute that you lessen the value in a sister, you're lowering your value as well. You understand? You see a sister, she should cover up. If you're the type of brother that go over and holler at her just because she look scantily clad, you're lowering your value. What you're saying to her is it's okay for you to look that way. You understand? Those are the things that they don't tell you because everybody else will compliment the sister on how she looks. That's right. You want to be the type of brother to look a sister right in her eyes, man. Like look a sister stern in the eyes, man. And it's a different vibe that takes place. It's almost like a shame that takes place and damn, you're not looking like everybody else looking. Right. Now because I see the value in you, even when you don't see it. The same thing with a brother just saying, what's up, man? How you know what I'm saying? Salakia or Shalom, or change a brother day. Or saying, what's up, sis, to a sister, she'll look at you totally different. That's what we have to be, because if we're not doing that, then things like 1927 and 1921, right. These are things that will continue to take place. Right. Who you think Rodney King was saying, can we all get along to? Who you think he was talking to? Anybody? Who he was talking to us, Bunker? Y'all, who is he really talking to? They'll tell you that he was talking about what we was doing to the community, right? But what he really was saying, stop messing with these white folks, man. Right. Stop pissing these white folks off, man. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. That's what he was really saying. That's right. Go ahead, Bunker, y'all.
Top. You feel me? The water, brother. Nah, Most High in Christ. Get that brother a hand, man. Yeah, so much value to these classes, man. Nah, don't do that. Straight up, man. Straight up. But for you to highlight, what happened to Black Wall Street, it lets you know that, you said the nations were what? Confederate against who?
against thee, sir.
Yeah, so Edom, when they saw what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was nothing for them to take on the same spirit in Texarkana, Arkansas.
Right.
Nothing at all. This is a light thing. I mean, who the hell got indicted for what happened in 1921? Who got brought up on charges? Who? I mean, America prides itself on being, on this legal system and it actually working, man. It works for the so-called oppressor. It don't work for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
You will get no goddamn justice. You will get no goddamn peace. Right. All right. So it will behoove you to come into the I.S.U.P.K and learn how to keep these laws, statutes, commandments, man. Oh, baby. You got that article?
Con, sir.
Go ahead, brother.
Con. Says, after finding him later that day.
Hold on. Where you at?
After it says an unarmed posse quickly formed and searched the countryside.
Okay, Most High in Christ.
Con. After finding him later that day, the angry mob hanged him from a telephone pole.
Let's not. I done sped past one of the curses I wanted to bring out. Okay, with regard to Lonnie Dixon. All right. So Kodam, if you will, hold that and go down to 32, Deuteronomy 28 and 32.
Con, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
My God, man, they even mentioned Lonnie Dixon's father's name. But Mr. Dixon, his son was given unto another people, man. Right. Keep reading.
Come. And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
How do you think he felt? They probably didn't put him in the same cell. They separated them. They separated them just on the strength that, they don't want them to collude or to be in cahoots or to get their story straight.
Right.
So he's probably wondering, damn, my baby is in here with me. On the strength of me finding this devil, this filth. I found this dead peasant in the belfry of this goddamn haunted house. I mean, this Christian church. I was right the first time, Salakia. And now my baby is locked up in the pen with me.
That's right.
He's longing for his son.
Right.
I mean, put yourself in his shoes. How would you feel? I mean, what the hell could you do? What would you do? You would go crazy in there thinking about what's going on with your son. Right. If the posse sprang him from the jail and hung him or lynched him or whatever, you go mad trying to figure out what's happening, man. Keep reading that verse.
Come, sir. It says, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
Come on now. Man, we are royalty, man. When I talk about royalty, like the Most High definitely ordained us for rulership.
Right.
So I know how a brother feels when he feels powerless. He want to go see them kids. He can't see them kids because he got an order of protection against his baby mama. He gotta get what do you call visitation? Right. Where somebody is sitting in there watching how you interact with your children. Supervised visitation, man. Think about it. Think about what's happened to one of our brothers, man. I mean, this is just one isolated incident. This is happening all over, not just America, but the earth. Right. And I mean, this is a recorded instance. Think about those that weren't recorded in history. Think about that. I talked about this one time at camp, man. We were I'm very interested in the blood of my brothers, man. I give a damn. I really do. I truly do care about the blood that has been shed of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because we haven't received any justice globally. None. Ain't been no reparations paid out to blacks, Hispanics, nor Native Indians. I don't call it goddamn casino reparations at all. Because even those casinos are probably ran by $5 Indians. And the subtlety of the oppressor, man. He found a way a greasy way to weasel his way in to get that cheese. You already know. Ain't nothing changed about him, man. He is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. That's an absolute fact. When you come into the truth, you'll recognize that. You learn who the devil is. There ain't no red man with horns and the goddamn trident or a pitchfork with a tail. That's fake, man. That's a fairy tale. Okay? We talking about Satan. You got to understand that Satan is a holy angel, man, who was created by the Most High to be your adversary. There ain't no making friends with him. Okay? Salakia, where we at? Good night. Come on now, get it together, brothers. Y'all keeping me in track now. Let's go.
A caravan,
double time.
Salakia. A caravan of cars then dragged Carter's mangled corpse.
Hold on. We sped past what actually happened to this brother. What's his name? I want y'all to say his name.
John Carter.
Okay. Now, you said after finding him, right, Quadam? That's what you started at, right? Read that again. Started after finding.
Khan. After finding him later that day, the angry mob hanged him from a telephone pole and shot him.
No, they were a happy mob.
The angry mob hanged him from a telephone pole and shot him.
They hanged him from what?
A telephone pole.
What the hell is a telephone pole made out of, man?
Steel?
Don't say nothing crazy. What do you think a telephone pole would be made out of in 1927? Who? Wood. Who else was hanged on wood? This is the Brotherhood class, right? Who's the ice cold? Who's the coldest brother that you know that ever walked the earth? Who? Yahweh Shah who? Yahweh Shah Mashiach, right? Who the world foolishly calls Jesus Christ, man. Ice cold. They hanged him from a tree, according to the book of Acts. Is this not the Brotherhood class? You should draw a direct parallel and identify with Christ, man. Get rid of those images of Caesar Borgia, man. Get that out of your, man. I tell you what, man, I love my brother beyond words. This byword came to my crib before I knew anything about the truth, man. And I got a Bible. When I got married, that was like one of the gifts. One of my homeboys gave me a Bible, right? And on this Bible, it had a cover. It was in a box. You feel me? It was in a box, and it had a cover on the top of the Bible was this holographic Jesus, a white Jesus. Man, I'm tell you what this byword did, man. And I had it underneath the coffee table. You feel me? And he came in, and this brother was on fire for the truth. He wasn't authorized to teach, but every brother that's in the truth knows before you authorize to teach, you are Professor Leroy Brown. You feel me? You in there getting it in because you can't contain it, man. It's just that life altering. It's astonishing to know that everything that we've been taught has been an absolute lie. Like General Muhammad brought out last night in class. So that's just everything that you know about life, everything that you learned was a lie. You got to come in here and get your brain washed free from the BS, man. No, don't clap just yet. The story, that's just the middle of the story. This brother, this byword came into my house, grabbed my Bible from my coffee table, and commenced to tell me about Deuteronomy 28:68, man. I'm telling you, it was a hair-raising experience. Me sitting in my living room listening to my younger brother tell me about who the enemy was and actually showing me who I was via the Bible, man. But before he did all that, this byword took the Bible, grabbed the corner of that hologram and ripped it off, man. All my hopes and dreams, all of my faith and belief. I mean, he pulled the rug right from underneath me and my household, man. And that has always had a lasting visceral effect on my understanding, man. You think you know something in the world, you don't know sugar honey iced tea. Right. You got to come in here to learn the truth, man.
So like if I may, brother. And the reason why it's so real because that's our life, man.
Yeah, right.
We need somebody to pull that goddamn band-aid off, man.
Right.
Somebody need to pull that cover back so we can really see how hurt we are as a people, man. Right. And those things changes lives to this day. Like I can sit here and candy coat a lot of stuff about real life, and you continue on your jolly way. But the minute I say to hell with that, this is how we're going to do it. That's right. Your life is instantly changed. Right. Now you got to war with yourself about what it is you want to do with the rest of your life, man. Right. Like those things have to happen for us to realize what the truth is. You understand? It's that glaring thing that's in the mirror that you got to face. And guess what it is? It's yourself, man. Right. Yeah, right. Somebody that people that really care about you, that's what we'll do for each other. I'm going to look you in your face and say, this is killing you, man.
That's right.
This is tearing up your whole goddamn family, whether you want to believe it or not. Right. It's up to you. What are you going to do about it? You going to accept it or you going to continue to BS? And that's the type of spirit that we have to have. We talk about this brother was drugged out and allegedly killed this sister. Right. You understand? All we do in the UPK is tell the entire globe about our story, what has happened to us, our history that we don't have, and you tell me that we'll never have it. And we're considered to be a hate group. This is a goddamn hate group, man, that we're reading about today. Right. These are the people who specialize in goddamn hate, man. Right. And because we talk about it, you consider us to be a hate group. This is the real hate group of the world that we live with day in and day out. Right. And yet and still, we still are peaceable people.
That's right.
These are the things that happen to us. You hear about one oppressor's baby, and they tear up a whole goddamn block, man. Think about what's happened to your foreparents, and what have you done about it? What have we done about it? Saying we shall overcome, kumbaya, right. Hands up, don't shoot, right. I can't breathe. At least you can learn the truth about the Lord and who he is. That's right. So that way you can have some power to actually fight this system, man, that we're supposed to have. So that's what we're here for, to inspire brothers and sisters to change their lives. And sometimes it takes somebody ripping off Caesar Borgia in your Bible so you can wake the hell up.
That's right. Damn right.
That's what needs to happen sometime, Kawal. And thank the Lord that he did it.
Yeah, right.
That just showed that he really loved his brother, man. Right. He could have said any goddamn thing. He said, go ahead and smoke. That's what we do today. You want something to smoke, right? Hey, dog, you smoking? No, this brother said, I'm going to rip this goddamn Band-Aid off. I'm going to show you who you are because I love you for real, man. And that's brotherhood. I could care less about how you feel. At least you know that I told you the truth. Swallow that.
Damn right. Most High Christ. But that was a jagged ass pill to swallow that day, boy. Good night. I wasn't right. I don't think I really got a restful sleep that night. Trying to wrap my mind around this truth and the fact that everything that I learned in America, because I thought I was a big head Negro, okay, thinking I knew something. I absolutely knew right there at that moment. I knew nothing. Okay, you got to humble yourself, man. You have to humble yourself if you want to grow, if you want to change, if you want the Lord to hear your prayers, man. Why are you so prideful and puffed up, man? That's one of the main reasons why we have this brotherhood class, is to inspire you to be a better version to be a new you, to inspire you, encourage you, and uplift you, man. And that was uplifting, brother. Salakia. I remember my moms came in and saw the Bible. Was like, what happened to the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Like, Kawal. That's what happened to the Bible. Yeah, boy, it was on fire for the Lord, man. Salakia. Where we at in the article?
One sir.
So after finding him,
the angry mob hanged him from a telephone pole and shot him.
Not only did they, usually when you get hanged, the weight of your body will snap the vertebrae in your neck. They weren't satisfied with hanging him. They had to add insult to goddamn injury, and they shot him. And, you know, with Esau being a mighty hunter, I can only imagine, you know, the caliber of weapons that were used in shooting him. You know, it was more than one gun. They could never really, you know, ballistics would never, or forensics would they'd be wasting their time. All the spent shell cases that were probably riddled underneath his body, man. It would be a waste of time to even investigate the perpetrators of this crime because they were all in cahoots with one another, man. They gathered themselves together to destroy my brother, man, John Carter. Don't ever forget the blood of your brothers, man. Keep reading.
A caravan of cars then dragged Carter's mangled corpse.
A caravan of cars. A caravan, when you think of a caravan, I ain't talking about no damn Dodge Caravan, okay? I'm talking about like a parade of cars. You been to a parade? I know Negroes all across, you know, the East Coast celebrated homecoming this past weekend. You know, the parade, they shut the parade down because of COVID. Get the Lord a hand for that. Disrupting the flow of you just feeling like you free in this place. It should be a wake-up call, man. It's a inward wake-up moment. We all have to have them, okay? But a caravan of cars, not just one car. I mean, how many cars do you think they could tie this brother up to? Go ahead, brother.
You know, what you talking about so heavy, man, and it reminds me, you know, of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 16, where it say he will not be satisfied with blood, man. You know what I'm saying?
Good night.
They not satisfied with the
Salakia, Officer Ottawa. Can you pull that?
God.
How the trooper read
I'm
that?
I'm already there.
Go ahead, hand that to the trooper, let him read that. Most High in Christ.
Khan, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 16. Oh, Salak. Yeah, 16. Salak. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Go ahead, trooper, hand that back to the officer. I know he got something to say.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't enough to just find a brother. They probably beat the, you know, hockey sticks out of him when they found him.
Right.
Then they hung him from a tree. You know, it's not enough to just kill him. They gotta shoot him. They gotta drag him. They gotta cut his penis off. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not happy with the bloodshed of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's man. Right, man. Like they have to go to extremes. You know what I'm saying? Overkill. Right. So like it.
No, Most High in Christ.
I seen a brewing.
No, you yeah. No, so like you. What do we see when we read these things in the Bible? Like we read these stories all the time. Like, but what do we see when we read the scriptures though? Come on. Our life, man. Give him a hand, man.
Right. We've been in class.
Out of every single thing that we bring out, that the Lord allow us to go into these scriptures and find out, the one thing that is most important about all of it is you knowing that it's talking about you. Right. About us. You know what I'm saying? Because so long you never knew that it was about you. You understand? When you read these scriptures, you realize it's about you. It's about us, these children, these sisters. And that's what we have to be at when we read this. Because you will understand that whole thing about nothing new being under the sun. Right. You understand what it means to come back in the earth. You understand what it means by generational curses. You understand? Those things, when we read them, they are direct correlation to how we live today. Mm-hmm. That's what we have to, because so long, how many of us didn't pick up the Bible because we didn't think it was about us? Right. So now you're in a rush to look, see, oh, the general brought out of another script that was so heavy. Why? Because you realize it's you. It's us. That's what it is, huh?
Damn right. Most High in Christ. You in the okay, Most High in Christ. Where we at?
Count on one con. A caravan of cars then dragged Carter's mangled corpse through the streets of Little Rock.
They dragged his mangled corpse. So somebody had to take that precious time and use some engineering. You know, our brothers is in Hebrew Academy. You know how difficult it is to hang that punching bag to that tree. Right. But just imagine how disgusting. I mean, you have to be to attach a brother to the bumper of your car, man. I mean, his mangled corpse. I mean, y'all brothers took anatomy? Anybody in here? I don't want to touch a dead cat, let alone a rat. We're talking about somebody's body, man. Right. And these devils, you know, their bloodlust was not fulfilled. Right. After him being hanged from the telephone pole and then shooting him, you know, they shot him everywhere. That's right. There was probably nothing left of his head. Right. You see what the 12 gauge does to a watermelon? Then they had the audacity to attach his corpse, his mangled corpse, is what the article said. After being beaten, hung, and shot, you know, they kicked him and spit on him and God knows whatever else. Right. Go ahead, brother.
Salaki, if I'm not mistaken, the brother's picture is one of the camp signs picture, right? That's hanging on that pole. Okay, Most High in Christ. Where everybody looking at it.
That's it. That's it right there.
It's a different one. His body was so those shreds.
But that's just one account. Right, this is actually the picture of him right here.
Right.
Matter of fact, pass that around before you guys take a look at that. Yeah. That'll do you your spirit some real justice there, man. To see that and the injustice, man. Just dwell on that. That absolutely happened. Right. To one of our brothers, man. Go ahead, Officer Shamyar.
And what I can't never get over is brothers and sisters still in that Christian church, and you want to shake hands and pray for people that do stuff like this. Right. It's the most ridiculous thing to even think about.
Right. We're insane in this place, man. We were homeborn slaves with Stockholm syndrome and whatever else psychological, you know, issue that you can receive from being damaged in a traumatic situation. Go ahead, officer.
But Salak, you know, this something, right? I mean, just something to put on your brain. Like, how many of us remember being potty trained? How you remember being potty trained?
Right, that's right.
You remember being potty trained?
No.
But you stand up and pee, or however you do it, right?
Right.
How do you do it? You don't remember it happening. So how do you do it? How do we do it? I'm curious to know. What's the answer to it? How do we do it? You remember being potty trained? Go ahead. So what is it? How you do it? What happened? Go ahead, Shamgar.
Repetition.
Come.
It's doing the same thing over and over again.
You got to remember a dog was once a wolf, right?
Right.
These are all things that psychologically take place that has happened year in and year in and year in, generation after generation. And we think it's perfectly normal for us to love somebody that absolutely hates you. It's normal that you know, that what grandmother always told us, just pray for them, baby.
Yep.
Right. You can pray the hate out of them, correct?
That's right.
Well, you can't change what the Lord made crooked already.
That's right.
That's what the scriptures say. How you considered that? Go ahead, Bunky.
You brother on fire. Most High in Christ. Where we at in the article, brother? Y'all still that picture still going around the room? I probably need to see it to finish this class, man. Go ahead, brother.
It's a lucky, you know, just looking at that picture, man, it's disgusting. It's a very disgusting thing, man. And you know, for us to even want to join and hold hand in hand with these people, you know what I'm saying? For us not to want them to face judgment, for us not to want, you know, some like even if you don't believe in God, right? you should believe that that's wrong and that somebody should have to pay for it.
That's
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? Because like you got these people out here talking about, oh, I believe we all human beings. Somebody should pay for that life that was lost hanging on that tree. Somebody should pray for Tamir Rice. Somebody should pay for Sandra Bland. You understand? Somebody should pay for that knee that was on George Floyd's neck.
Damn right.
You understand what I'm saying? And for us to join hand in hand with the people that's been at the end of this every time is insanity, man.
That's right.
It's insanity. And it shows how destroyed we are as a people, man. And it shows how the I.S.U.P.K is very, very, very valuable to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. So lock it.
See what be pissing them devils off when you get up on the podium, man. I was looking for a boot kiss just now. So lock it. Where we in the article?
Kind of one kind. Drag Carter's mangled corpse through the streets of Little Rock, stopping at the intersection of 9th and Broadway.
All right, so the thing about 9th and Broadway is similar to what happened in 1921 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They went into just like taking the Martin Luther King, taking his body down, dragging it down to Merck, driving his body down Shaw Road, okay? In the middle of, the ghetto, literally. In the middle of the black community. That's where they drug his body. Look at what I did. Look at what we did as a whole. And we stand together, shoulder to shoulder. What the hell are you going to do about it? What you going to do? Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child? We already talked about it earlier. Our weapons of warfare are not carnal, man. We're dealing with curses here. That brother was cursed, man. This is our brother. I care about the blood that was shed that day in 1927, man. You should too. Get that in your spirit, man. Don't get rocked to sleep by whatever the latest dance is, the latest craze. Yeah, TikTok. Good night. There's so much distractions on TikTok and just social media as a whole. Go ahead, Officer Shamyar.
Salakia, just sitting and thinking about it, while we always ask, why would Esau bring Afghanis here? Because he is goddamn terrorist just like them.
That's right.
He wants somebody that behaves just like him on his soil.
That's right.
Salakia.
No, Most High in Christ. You're absolutely right. But I'm gonna level it up. Not only does he identify with, the wild man, the wild donkey of a man, he's putting it in your face. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Think about this crisis on the border. The Haitians just trying to get over the border, seeking asylum, man, which is a human right to seek refuge because of the catastrophic events that occurred in Haiti, man. He's putting it in your face. We don't give a damn about you. Who cares about your suffering? I don't give a damn about I'm going to throw everybody in a cage. I don't care about their ages. I mean, what's the youngest age? I'm sure they had nurseries at the border. They had to have nurseries because don't nobody like to, procreate more than Judah than Issachar. They absolutely had to have nurseries down there. Can you imagine separating a mother from her infant child? Man, keep reading the article, man.
Kana Wakan, which at the time was the heart of the city's African American community.
It's the epicenter of the hood, man. I mean, come on. How bold. They know that this is their kingdom. They know that they're in heaven. This is their empire. To be able to perpetrate a crime like this, I mean, with a straight face, they were laughing and joking and drinking and doing whatever heathens do, man. Trying to satisfy their bloodlust over my man John Carter, man. But wait, there's more. Keep reading.
For the next several hours, an estimated 5,000.
No, it says 100.
An estimated 5,000.
It says 2,000.
5,000.
5,000 devils in one spot. Keep reading.
Oppressors rioted in the intersection and surrounding neighborhood.
Can you imagine 5,000 devils falling on, the hood?
Right.
5,000 devils falling on Massey Hill. 5,000 devils falling on Cabrini Green. What is it? Give me some hoods in Chicago. Who? In Juliet.
Old Block.
Oh, Salakia. You got Chicago native in here in Joliet. or the Ninth Ward. Or Martin Luther King. Can you imagine 5,000 devils congregating where you lay your head at? Where your kids go to school? Come on, man. That don't make sense. 5,000. That's a lot of pride. That's a lot of hate. They're expelling their energy in the hood now. Keep reading.
Kind on kind.
He said they rioted. You ever been in the middle of a riot? I mean, America was astonished when brothers took to the street at the murder, at George Floyd's murder. I mean, it was riots in every major city in America. I mean, they were rioting in Europe behind that injustice, behind that crime, behind that murder, that cold-blooded murder. I mean, as a human being, like, you got to have some compassion. This is how I know that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. I mean, you absolutely have to be a devil to do something like that. You have to. I mean, not once. When he called out for his mama, you didn't even think to give this brother a little respite. I mean, come on now. You can back up off him just a little bit. Like, he already down, he's cuffed. Why do you still have your knee on his neck? I mean, the brother's hanging from a goddamn telephone pole. You already blew his head off. Why you got to hook him to your bumper? Why? And now it's spilled over into a riot. 5,000 now. 5,000 devils rioting in the streets. Like, I thought that's mob justice, right? A lynching. I mean, what more do you want? You go ahead, officer.
It's a lock it. Like I was just thinking about, think about how the Native Indians feel every Thanksgiving. It's coming up. Think about how they feel about their people being slaughtered by the thousands. You understand? And celebrated every year. It's celebrated every year, the slaughtering of them. I was reading an article from Chief Red Cloud, written to the so-called oppressor in 1870. He said if they had more land, they would have given it to them just to be at peace. He said that they didn't even go to war with them, right? And that shows you how compassionate we are as a people. So think about how they feel when they tried to give these people everything. You would have died if it wasn't for them. That shows you the compassion that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have. You understand? So lock it.
No, Most High in Christ. Yeah, right, brother. You right. Brother reading about Chief Red Cloud. The Most High in Christ, man. I'll tell you, these brothers in here, man, y'all brothers, you would have your doctorate, all the research that we do. I mean, we're constantly in this book, in this Bible, every day. Your Christian pastor has not a leg to stand on. Your mama, big mama, don't have a leg to stand on when it comes down to the things that you learn in here, man. So know who you are. Be confident in the office that you hold. And strive for more office, man. Take ground. God damn. What Commander Junior YAHANNA say? Bring it back wet, man. We got work to do. This ain't for the faint of heart. Only men are in this school. The brothers will go to war on their own dime, on their own goddamn time, man. This is love. This is absolute love. I've never known this love outside of the truth. Never. Your parents say they love you, they buy you Christmas gifts and buy, birthday cakes and all that crap. That ain't no love, man. You're being destroyed with all of that. Come in here and learn what you need to know about your purpose, man. And it's to serve the Lord. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, man, come into the I.S.U.P.K, change your life. That's right. All right? Keep reading. Where we at, brother?
Kind of one kind. Carter's body was set ablaze with doors.
Damn, come on, man. I mean, what is left? You've drug his body through the whole entire quarter of where blacks live in Arkansas or Little Rock. I remember that movie Banging in Little Rock, which highlighted the gang lifestyle. And you see brothers with arm parts, body parts missing because they want to be Crip or Blood. Right. Look it up. Banging in Little Rock. If you've never seen it, right. I was terrified. I never want to go to Little Rock because of that movie. I don't want to have a layover in Little Rock. You feel me? Because of that movie. But I can see why those brothers are so destroyed. If a crime like this happened in their city, of course you're going to start hating your brother. It don't make sense. Right. For the people that decided to stay there, you're going to find out when we continue reading this article what happened to those that decided to leave.
Right. And so, like, if I'm not mistaken, this is a form of PTSD, if I may.
What? Come on.
This like the ultimate thing when we talk about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. To see that happen to somebody that looks just like you, to see it in front of you, right. Let alone like to hear the stories, but to know that it's a brother that looks just like you, right. Or a sister that looks just like you, and for nothing. The stress that we deal with from day in and day out. You wonder why you can't get no goddamn sleep or rest. Right. You wonder why you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning looking at ESPN. Right. They got nothing to do with the sports or LeBron James. Right. It's stress, huh? It's stress. From what? From real life. Our life, it's not no comic book. You read about things like this, like in a Superman comic book, somebody being, like some old Joker torture technique. This is real life. You understand? This ain't no goddamn comic book. People using real life vices to destroy a human.
That's right.
But they're not human though, because they have no hue, right? That's what they say, right? Complete animals, man. Real beasts of the field. The dirt of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Right. Real scum. Right. No compassion. Right. None. And to read these stories and we want to say, what about what they call it, Bunk? What they talking about? The American what? The dream? The American goddamn dream. How can you dream? How can you dream when you're dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder? What are you dreaming about? Escaping the hell that we live in from day to day. That's your dream. That's everybody's dream, right? But we read about these stories and then they don't want us to talk about these things in the schools. What the thing that they say they call it in the schools now? Critical race theory. You don't want to talk about this. But you want to talk about critical race theory. We don't. They make comic books out of things like this. Right. You see these things as a young child, somebody pulling off somebody's leg or somebody missing an arm and things like this, right? Talk about what I'm saying? This is our life. And that's why we go out and do what we do. Because you have to have real strength to go against this thing that we call America, man. Right. That strength that we have, if you can't encourage a brother, get the hell out the goddamn way. That's right. Move to the side, that's man. Right. That's right. If you got something to say to build these brothers up, then do it. If you're not going to do it, leave them the fuck alone, Salakia.
Yeah, right.
Straight up. And don't nobody need no distractions. We got enough goddamn distractions, right? Let us focus on this real work so we can go out and teach our people their history. Right. If you're not gonna help build and move, you're slowing the process down, if I may. That's right. Go ahead.
Most High in Christ. Nah, that's a heavy point, man. What your boy Ludacris say? What do you say? Who? Get out the way, man. Straight up. You know that one? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Nah, those are actual facts, though, man. You just taking up space, man. Get off my track.
Right.
We got work to do.
Right.
You know, if you ain't gonna cross the line like Officer Howard, I pulled that this weekend. Good night. He looked like Captain Tazariak up there, man. If you ain't gonna cross the line, you know what I'm saying? We got business to do here, man. Move along, man. Go ahead, Officer Ayathon.
So like it, you know, what's so heavy that our brother's saying, you know, is like the scriptures say, Jeremiah 9:23, thus said the Lord, let not the wise man select it.
Jeremiah 9:23.
So like it's Jeremiah 9:21. For death is come into our windows, man. Like death is right outside, man. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we still trying to join people, and we don't even know. Like death is right outside the window, man. You understand? Like it's trying to overcome you. It's trying to overtake you.
Right.
And you inviting devils around you, and you know you not gathering yourself together like the scriptures say. Like death is not right there at the window, man. You understand? Right. And it's entering into our palaces. Like death is at your window and it's entering into your space.
That's right.
You understand? Like death is entering into our space, and we are still asleep trying to join ourselves to a people that is death.
That's right.
You understand? Like joining ourselves to these people who don't give a damn about us, man. So, like you said earlier, it's important that we teach our children, man.
That's right.
I know Big Parrot. Big Parrot stared the devil down this weekend. Stared him down. And he didn't give a damn about it.
Right.
Because the I.S.U.P.K has showed him death is outside your window. This is your enemy. Don't let this death enter into your space, man.
That's right.
So lock it.
No, damn right. Most High Christ. Right. Man, he talking about death. Good night. Death was in the windows of them brothers that were there in Little Rock, man. You know, the Bible talks about sin lieth at the door. You know, them brothers were not joined together there. Right. That would 5,000. Just imagine if we had like a project building. Okay, the UPK had a project building in one of the most foulest hoods, like whatever in Little Rock. Just know good and damn well that 5,000 devils would never even think to perpetrate a crime like this on our block. They wouldn't, because we're joined together, man. We've gathered ourselves together here. And we recognize the value of one another in this place, man. We know that we are absolute royalty, and everything else is nothing. Bible compares them to spittle, man. Spittle is what the Lord compared the other nations to. That's right. Where we at in the article, man? Big shout out to Big Parrot. My man.
Carter's body was set ablaze with doors and furniture from neighborhood businesses and churches serving as fuel.
Come on. So they're in the black neighborhood now. They're in the black community. So we're talking about businesses. These ain't their businesses that they violating. So you trying to be a goddamn law-abiding, tax-paying, voting citizen. They weren't trying to protect your property, Mr. Business Owner in Little Rock in 1929. Mr. Black Business Owner. They didn't give a damn about your pursuits with regard to business and commerce in this capitalistic society in America. They could give a damn about you striving to have a business. So why the hell are you being a hoe out here, man? You a whole bitch out here chasing a bag, man. Salakia. Don't make any sense. There is no protection in that. There's nothing to gain in that. Your focus is on money. You worship mammon. Good night, man. And what else? Not just the businesses. but it said something else in that sentence. Go ahead, Officer Shamyar.
No, I was just Salaki. I was just gonna add to
Hold tight.
Well, we was talking about George Floyd,
Right.
and brothers and sisters tore this damn place up because of what happened. That was the only thing that the devil said, right? Is y'all have a, you should protest, but you shouldn't destroy businesses, right?
Right.
Good night. But when it applies to them, all bets are off, right? Everything is on the table when it comes to them. So lock you.
Pointing out the obvious. Right. Go ahead, brother.
And so like it, to add on to what the brother said, you had T.I. and Killer Mike talking about something, don't destroy our city. Don't destroy our city. That shows you how big of sellouts we are to our own people, man.
That's right.
So like it.
Keisha Lance Bottoms, you should be ashamed calling them brothers up there like that to do that. Right. We know what time it is here in the I.S.U.P.K. We know that we are a nation that is not desired. That's why we have joined ourselves together, man. We are in one body, one spirit in this place. Anything else, I promise you, man, it's not going to stand. We serve the Lord. We serve the God of this Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What the hell can stand against the creator of the universe? That's what I hate about Christianity, man. They sit up here and act like the Lord absolutely has a nemesis that he created. Don't make sense. Oh, it's God versus the devil. God versus the devil. No, nigga, just be obedient. How about that? Be obedient. So, like, let's continue with this article, man. Let's get through this thing.
Kind of one kind.
So Carter's body was set ablaze.
With doors and furniture from neighborhood businesses and churches.
Man, they took the pew out of goddamn First Presbyterian, AME, Baptist Church. They took the pew out of Simon Temple, man. They took the pew out of Lewis Chapel just to set his body ablaze. They had a goddamn bonfire with John Carter's body, man. I mean, reveling in your destruction. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. This story gets worse. I mean, every sentence, it gets worse. You're talking about the crimes, man. None of these people were brought to justice. Spoiler alert, there's nothing new. We're used to that in this place. How the hell do you get used to crimes being perpetrated against you and you receiving no justice? You have to be insane to continue in that spirit, man. Wake up. Keep reading.
Kind of one kind. As a Salakia.
Hold on. Read it. Serving as what?
Serving as fuel.
So yeah, the pew, the church pew, and whatever you had erected in the window of your business, they use that as fuel to kindle the fire, man, that burnt this brother's body up after he'd been hung and shot. Well, Salakia, beaten, hung, shot, drugged. Now they're going to set him on fire. They don't want nothing to be remembered of this brother that just merely had allegations against him. There was no proof. There was no evidence. None. Just on a whim, man. That's how much your life means in this place to the oppressor. It means absolutely nothing. But you'll learn your value if you come into the I.S.U.P.K, man. You'll learn that you're true royalty, man. You'll learn what your purpose is. Keep reading, brother.
Kind of one kind. As a result of warnings from the city's black leaders, including Scipio A. Jones, no local residents ventured into the streets.
So the so-called black leadership, you know, the Bible talks about Judah mourneth, right? Our gates thereof languish, right? We have weak leadership. We've always had weak leadership, unfortunately, because of our disobedience, because we envy the oppressor, man, and we decide to choose all of their ways. That's the reason why we have weak leadership. Instead of stepping into your true culture, your true identity, the heritage of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and specifically Jacob. We got the rule, we got the play-by-play rule book in front of us. I heard brothers break down the Bible as an acronym. Basic instructions before leaving earth. That applies to you if you're a nigga, spick, or a wetback, man. All the other nations, they've taken this book and they've tried to emulate and to do the things of the priests and prophets, and they just don't do it the way we do it, man. It's a glorious thing to see what we do, when we practically apply these laws, statutes, and commandments, these precepts to our lives, man. Not only does it have a transformative effect on you, but the people around you, your family, man. Your family, your community, man. We say Kwam Yasha for a reason. It begins with you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Gird up your goddamn loins, man. It's time to go to war in this place. And like I said before, we're not advocating for violence. You say war and the algorithm's going crazy. But this is the way of the oppressor. It sounds like war to me. They waged war in Little Rock in 1929 on one brother, John Carter, man. Keep reading, brother.
Kind of one kind. 3 hours. Salakia. No local residents ventured into the streets, and further bloodshed was avoided.
That's right, because you had to go run and hide and tuck goddamn tail and get out of town. Little Rock turned into a sundown town. If you had any melanin, you better not have your black behind caught out there in the street. Go ahead, brother.
Salakia. No, I just thought it was just crazy, just mentally, like when you first started the what do you call it? The article, no brother knew who this man was, but as soon as you said a white girl was harmed, me automatically, I'm like, oh damn, here we go, another brother. And then as you start reading, it's just starting to sound similar to what the hell's going on today, from Trayvon Martin,
right,
to George Floyd, a brother being accused of something and being slaughtered, and we get upset, and then what do you call him? Scipio A. Jones comes out. Calm down.
Scipio A. Jones. What's the big head nigga you say look like Sonic?
Just
who? Scipio Jones, aka Al Sharpton.
It's
coming out.
So lock it up.
Jackson.
We are accused from birth, Doc. From the minute we come out of that womb, we are accused. You understand? Because that's part of Deuteronomy 28. That the compressor had he had no compassion for age. That's why the school to prison pipeline exists to this day. How do you keep an active record of who graduates and where they end up at? What the hell is that? Exactly. You're keeping what we call it when you're doing an experiment. It's data, but it's a scientific word I'm looking for. You understand? When you formulating, it's a word I'm looking for. What you call it? Hypothesis. There you go. That's what I want. Give him a hand for that hypothesis. But when we're talking about our lives, they hypothesize everything that we do, and it's all stereotypes. You understand?
Right.
Black man, where you live at? Based on your zip code alone, can determine how much money you'll get in credit or what your credit score is. You know that, did you? You know the handcuffs are custom made to fit us, man. Right. This is what we're talking. And we can read a story and close our eyes and just visualize these things happening. Was A Time to Kill?
That's right.
And the dude went on the jury. He said, I want you to close your eyes. And he gave this whole rundown and talk about what happened. Right. And that's the only way they can see the oppression that we face day in and day out. Right. When you look at yourself being in that, and then they woke up and they damn near didn't even want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that was in the movie, right? The oppressor had to break it down and say, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize this. And can you see yourself? I want you to close your eyes and you think about Trayvon Martin walking home in neighborhood and hearing and knowing that somebody said they always get away with it. Get away with what? Walking home? I want you to visualize a 12-year-old boy playing with a toy gun, knowing that it's a toy gun, and a police roll up and just shoots you, man. No disregard for what you're doing right. You just have, can I be a child in America? A visualized George Stinney, the youngest child ever executed in America, sitting in an electric chair. And you wanted me to pretend like I'm supposed to be normal and not say nothing about nothing? Right. How? How can we do it? How can we do it, man? When you're actually talking about loving your people, it can't be. Well, what's the exchange rate for it, man? It's not one. What can we replace it with, Bunker, y'all? You cannot replace it when it's real. But if you pump faking, you can put all type of cars, clothes, and hoes in front of you. When you talk about real love, it cannot be replaced. Because when you read these stories, man, they are gut-wrenching. Because when you look at your babies, look at these children, you see how innocent they are, Kawal. You look at man and you look at his eyes, you see all the joy that's in his life. And at some point, you know you got to, hey, son, I need you to watch out for this, though. Do you have to curtail their love and innocence just so they can be protected, man? They're not allowed to be children. You got to start raising them like David was raised. Right. Attend to the flock, man. Right. Go out there and make sure everything is in place. So when it's time for war, you can be prepared. That's right. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. No, Most High in Christ. Damn right, man. What we had in this article, man?
Kanawankan. 3 hours after the rioting began, Governor John Martineau deployed the Arkansas National Guard to the scene.
It took 3 hours to deploy the National Guard, man. Your tax dollars are being wasted. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, Officer Zion Allah said, "What? America don't run on Duncan, run on the backs of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians." Okay, so you're paying for what? To be overlooked, to continue to be mistreated, to continue to not be deemed an equal citizen, a partaker of what the American dream. The American dream is a facade for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. It's a goddamn pipe dream. Right. Y'all know what a pipe dream is, right? Keep reading.
Kanawankan. And upon arrival, they found a member of the mob directing traffic with a charred arm that had been broken off of Carter's body.
All right, man. Come on, man. I mean, you think they had done any and everything to this brother, man? I can't help but to think about YAHANNA and how they beat him. They beat him before they, flogged him. Oh, they embarrassed him. They tried to make him be ashamed. Ripped all his clothing off. I mean, his Johnson's all out. Rod swinging, getting flogged. And then they put him up on this crucifix, man. They hung him from a goddamn tree, man. That's how our people have been executed in the earth for thousands of years. I mean, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? We talked about gathering ourselves together, man. This is how we put an end to that. Coming to the I.S.U.P.K, man, under commanding General YAHANNA. Humble your goddamn self, man. We ain't doing nothing but reading out of the Bible, man. We're reading history. This article, we didn't generate this article. This is a real thing. Just Google it. Put it in your goddamn Google machine. John Carter, in parentheses, lynching of. And it'll pop right up. Keep reading. Charred arm.
Charred arm that had been broken off of Carter's body.
This devil had the gall to go and pull an arm off of whatever residuals were there of this brother's carcass, man. And he's doing what with it?
Salakia. Directing traffic.
He's taking us as a goddamn joke, man. It's time for us to get serious. If you're a black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, or child, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. You need to embody that spirit of austerity that YAHANNA had, man. You know, and that's a lesson I have to teach myself. It ain't no more, you know, sugar, honey, iced tea, and giggles, man. This is not our rest. We are at war in this place. Right. Keep reading.
Kind. Soon thereafter, the crowd dispersed the next day. The police detained a boy on Main Street for selling pictures of John Carter's lynched body for 15 cents a copy.
Come on, man. 15 cents in 1927. That was a lot of money, man. You could feed your family. You know, you could have Sunday dinner, 15 cents in 1927. Most High in Christ. The damn show was. You know, this brother, I mean, they even capitalized off of your destruction in this sense. Go ahead, brother.
Also, Trayvon Martin's gun was sold for $250,000. Same thing.
That's right. Goddamn white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right, that's right. Damn right.
There's no way to sugarcoat that. You know, this are actual factuals.
Hey, Salakia. Hey, but we're gonna flip it though.
Right.
You gotta think about how much Jordan senior jersey was sold for. Right. So we don't think about those things. How you watch a college football game, you see all the black athletes out there, and the college kids are going absolutely crazy. They standing up, rah. Young men, 21 years old with CTE.
Good night.
Can't walk straight, knees toe up for the rest of their life. What you get? You get a team picture?
Right.
2021, class of 2021, that what you get? The same thing. The amount of torture that we go to receive the small amounts of comfort in this empire, man. Right. And you can't love your brother? You can't show a nigga some love? Right. Huh? You can't show another sister some love? What the hell you worried about? What do we have to gain in here? What, a good brother? You know what I'm saying? What you got to show another brother some love? What do you got to gain? A brother that you can call on? What are you gonna lose, huh? What are you gonna lose if you show a sister some love? What are you gonna lose? You cannot lose. And that's why the Lord told us to do it this way. That's why he said, gather yourselves together so that way we can win. Right. You understand? He didn't say gather yourselves together so you can lose. Right. What part of the game is that? The water for bringing that out today, Bunky, y'all.
No, Most High in Christ. Get the Lord in hand, man. Where we at? We short on time.
Kind.
So what you got to understand, if you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, your money can't and won't save you from the bloodlust of this oppressor, man. Your faith in his God is to no avail, literally. You know, your worship is worthless in their eyes. I mean, goddamn, Sunday is the most segregated day in America. That's why you have a black church and you got a white church. They don't even want to pray next to your black ass. Salakia, excuse my French. You know, they could give a damn about your belief in becoming one with them. So we have to become one with ourselves, man. You know, and that's my time, man. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the operational direction of Commanding General YAHANNA, man. If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA, you are not in the truth, man. Shalom.
The I.S.U.P.K. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew. My Ishara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. The priest fund is a free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation is YAHANNA. I think it's November 28th. Am I correct, brothers? That's sundown, okay? And any brother that wants to be in the school, wants to be a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, headband, and scarf. And with that, we're gonna render one courteous salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Ahmadiyam Shabbat. Salakia, Ahmadiyam Shabbat. Ahmadiyam. Yadam Yata. Dismissed. Yadam Yata. What's I cry? That's how you properly say it. I'm gonna start getting bougie on you niggas straight up.
Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this beat, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one West, one West, one West, one West, one West, till they bury me. One West, one West, yeah, one West, one West, one West, till they bury me. I'm really for my people, y'all just playing games. I'm all about the truth, we are not the same. I'ma shoot it to you straight, with a little slave. U.P.K, y'all finished, bitch, yeah, you know the name. Started on the streets back in '69. Read it in the records, now I want what's mine. Came up from the dust, now you see the shine. Ain't no cowards in my camp, all we know is grind. Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this beat, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one West, one West, one West, one West, one West, till they bury me. One West, one West, one West, one West. One West, till they bury me. Well, it's verse 2 when it's game time. Shield of David, no game sign. Nothing but truth that we bring to you. Chain of the spirit, we breaking loose. Repent for your sins and from within. Become a new man and then you stand for all the people who need you. Damn right we gon' teach him. Cause a preacher man be lying, telling all them lies, but he still wants your time. For the new car he drive, it's not time that we wake up. Ain't no devil gon' save us. All we need is the truth. 144 in them boots. Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this beat, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one West, one West, one West, one West, one West, till they bury me. One West, one West, one West, one West, one West, till they bury me.